Welcome to the introduction to Dr. Martin Luther. Lutherans are those who follow the teachings of Martin Luther, who lived from 1483 to 1588. Martin Luther was German and grew up around what we would call northern Germany now, around Berlin. He was very famous for translating the whole Bible into German, and this meant he had to even create the first German grammar in order to translate the Bible into the language of the people. Martin Luther, as you can imagine, was very smart growing up, and his father and mother quickly noticed that he was going to become something special, so they decided that he would become a lawyer. He was on his way to the university to study to become a lawyer when he encountered a very powerful thunderstorm. Imagine great claps of thunder and flashes of lightning. And so Martin Luther began to become afraid for his life, and he began to wonder if God really would save him. Would he be good enough to go to heaven? And so he became very afraid. So he decided that he would become a monk to see if he could find confidence that God would save him. He thought if he could go to a monastery where everyone would be praying and talking to each other and trying to do the right thing, that somehow that would give him confidence that God loved him and would save him. At the monastery, he learned through his study of the Bible that God saves us not by what we do or what we don't do, but solely by our faith or trust in God's grace. And this discovery totally changed Martin Luther's understanding of God as well as the role of the church in a person's life. Martin Luther, after this discovery of being saved by faith and not by works, began to challenge the teaching of the church. In particular, he challenged the idea of the church selling forgiveness or indulgences. And so he posted 95 theses or statements of faith on the castle church door in Wittenberg, Germany on October 31st, 1517. And this nailing of the theses started a huge movement that challenged the teaching and the role of the Roman Catholic Church. This event of nailing the 95 theses started the Reformation. The Reformation is an historical movement that seeks to reform the church to the Bible or to the Word and to faith and to grace. The main point of the Reformation is the love of God given to us on the cross. The people of the Reformation, sometimes called Protestants, are people who are passionate about God loving us first. This does not mean that the Roman Catholic Church does not believe in grace or faith or the Word of God. It just means that the Protestants, the Reformers, are passionate about putting God before God's grace before everything else. Martin Luther wrote the small catechism or teachings to teach the basic beliefs of what it means to be a Christian. So people have been learning this catechism for almost 500 years. And now this catechism, this statement of what it means to be a Christian, we are now passing to you. You are entering into a very long story of people learning what it means to follow Christ and what it means to believe.